Hello everybody, this is an introverted comedian. Welcome back to a new video from Medieval Dynasty. I am currently playing on the Valley map. I made it to year 4, season 3. Initially I was playing with 5 days rotation. Now as you can see, you can customize your settings mid-game. So I've dropped down to 4 days per season. Although I'm starting to think that a game is kind of right by advising to play with 3 days per season. The reason why I was using the 5 days per season was so I can actually do proper training by going around and buying materials from all over the map. But initially you don't actually have a way of traveling that fast because you're lacking coin. You're also not able to get a mount initially. You can only get donkey at 250 farming technology experience, and of course it will cost you some money to get one, so it's not so easy to get one. Also, the donkey doesn't travel as fast as a horse, but now I do have a horse and it is traveling quite fast, so it's much easier to get those resources. Also, one of the reasons why later during the game and why I saved this quest for later during the game is the fact that I can lower the number of days, because Alvin does have the tendency of forcing you to wait until the next season. Sometimes he will just ask you to wait until the next day, but most of the time he will make you wait until the next season. So during the last season I went and killed a bear for him. If you want, you can go into my previous video and see exactly where you can find those bears and how to actually reach them within the 8 hours within the game, because otherwise the quest will be failed. Okay, quickly get Mr. Horsey over here equipped, and let's see what else Alvin wants. I've also skipped a few days during the last few seasons. Cut all that cabbage. Yeah, I've also skipped a few days during the last few seasons. This is a little bit annoying because your villages will not produce anything during those days. So again, this is why I'm thinking that starting a later stage in the game, it's actually best to go with 3 days of production, especially since I'm able to produce lots of resources myself right now. I don't necessarily need to travel all around the map to be able to make money. Also, I've unlocked quite a lot of the necessary technologies, so I can just play at a steadier pace. Now let's see what Mr. Alvin actually wants. As always, you can all find him in Gostovia. As always, it's best to have a look at what potential villagers you might find. Speaking about, I want to have a look at how many houses I have available. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 that need one more person and needs to be a man. During this playthrough I had an issue with finding skilled men workers. The women, however, have been wonderful. The main issue is when they get to pregnancy and then have a baby, you end up without having enough workers since they need to go on maternity for 2 years. I'm quickly checking to see where they are missing from, because I know some of them have had babies recently. Okay, looks like I'm doing okay for the moment. I think some of them were farmers, so that's okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's carry on with Alvin's quest. So, like I mentioned, during the last season, I was able to complete Alvin's story, the 7th chapter. Basically, he made me wait for another season just to complete the chapter, even though I already did what was requested. The same during the last one, he gave me this new quest to kill a bear. Alvin is actually thinking of quitting farming and going on to be a hunter. Okay, so let's see if he actually wants anything else. Okay, looks like he's actually had enough of it, and apparently he's sending me all the way around the map. At least this time he's not making me wait for another season, although I wouldn't put it past him. So since I am over here, well, I don't actually need to buy anything anymore. I was thinking about buying some resources, but I'm doing very well without having to buy them. Okay, you, my friend, we need to go to Jazerica, where Giselle... Nope. Yeah, I was convinced she's here, but she's actually in Lesnica. Still, if I came here, I can check on the workers. This is one of the things that I prefer to do on the first day of a new season. Check what workers are available. And both of these are useless for my village or for the future of my village. So I can easily tell them to leave me alone.
Hello.
The best way to actually ensure that you might get villagers that can be useful in the future is to ask them to move in and then remove them.
It was as long as a grown.
Okay, so next destination, Lesnica, and see what Gisela has to say about Mr. Alvin.
How do you do?
Okay, let's see. Oh, useless. Perfect.
How are you?
Yes, I'm currently looking for people that can work on extraction. I currently have 2 mines and the extraction sheds, as well as some wood sheds. And it's hard to actually find. It was, at least during this playthrough, it was hard to find workers for this. Okay, I'm going to give this guy a job in one of the wood sheds. This actually helps level up your villagers, and then if you need them on something more important, you can just swap their job. Okay, and let's see. Hello.
Anybody want to play truant? No one?
Okay, so it looks like Alvin did decide after all to become a hunter. Nearly forgot about that. And it's back to Gostovia. So again, one of the reasons why I always choose to
How is
leave
life
this
treating you?
quest until later on during my playthrough is so I can have enough money for the fast travels. Let's see what Mr. Alvin says.
I preferred the old.
I'm hoping that this one might actually be his last quest because he's annoying me with all that waiting for next season, waiting for next season. In all fairness, part of it is my fault because in some seasons I was simply focused on anything else around my village instead of actually completing quests. Okay, so now he needs a recurve bow. Fortunately, I can craft those easily. So again, another reason to actually wait until late in the game, so you can get some things crafted by yourself. You can always buy those. In fact, I could have bought it from Gisela. But at the moment, I think I already have some crafted. Well, not crafted, I think I have found some when I was killing bandits. And might be lucky. Yeah, of course I don't have one. Yeah, I have plenty of iron. I have iron crossbows, I have normal bows, I have long bows. But why have a longbow? Sorry, a recurve bow. So, back to the main part of the village. Yeah, not very happy about this one. Okie dokie. So, you can either craft that bow at the smithy or you can craft it in the hunting lodge. In my case, they are next to each other. Whoa! Trampled over this lady. In my case, they are next to each other, so I'll just craft it in the hunter's lodge. Thank you for leaving the door open. You'd think that they'd actually do something, considering that they're actually producing quite a lot. So basically, never worry in the game. So as you can see, I have 4 people assigned to the hunting lodge. One of them is sweeping the floor, 2 of them are just standing around. If you look at the productivity, they are actually bringing in quite a decent haul, so do not worry about them not being productive. They are being productive, even though they're not actually working. Okay, so recurve bow, you need 1 log, you need 6 pieces of linen and 3 pieces of leather also in order to actually be able to craft that bow. You will need the hunting lodge to be at level 2. Basically 1000 points of survival technology. Okay, quickly craft one. Now, in my case, since I am not having any item equipped, it will automatically equip it. So make sure to unequip it so you can actually deliver it to the victim. I am thinking about actually getting my own bow and start shooting arrows at him. I honestly hate having to do all of the waiting until next season. Like I said, in some cases it's useful because he basically gives you plenty of time to get more advanced in your village. Gives you plenty of time to do whatever you need to do. But at the same time, it's quite annoying because if you're playing like I was playing initially with the 5 days rotation, it's quite much. Whatever I can do, I can do. Oh, and another reason, initially it's quite hard to get ore, especially, of course, after you get your smithy started. And that's mostly due to the fact that you cannot carry that much. So because of that, I use a teleporting hack with the mine. You can see in one of my previous videos. Basically, all you need to do is go to a mine. Usually on this map, there's a safe mine over here that's not guarded by anything or anyone. And you can mine everything in there. As soon as you're full, you can just leave them somewhere at the center of the mine. Once you have all of them in one place and you finish mining the entire mine, if that's on the last day of the season, at midnight you will be teleported from that place to your camp. So basically, to your village. So basically, let's say even if I had my village somewhere over here and I mined over here, as long as I am at midnight on the last day of the season, I will automatically get teleported back to my village. So basically, you can carry around 400 kilos of resources in one go. And as you can see, I'm currently wearing the best items to give me an increased weight limit. I also have unlocked the mule level 3, which gives me an additional increase in carry weight. So even so, I still can carry only like 80 kilos. And of course up to 100 something and still be able to move if I'm overloaded. Okay, let's see. Please tell me I finished. Okay, and yes, finally. Okay, so this actually completes all of the initial or usual story quests. So when it comes to the story quests, you have Alvin's story, you have Uniegost's story, you have Dobroniega's story, and Sabor's story. And each of them has more acts. You can sometimes do them quickly, you can sometimes wait a little bit. Some of them will have additional quests, like this one. Basically, I was doing this one in order to be able to complete this one. But still, they do take quite some time. The good thing about them is that they are actually giving you decent rewards. Doesn't actually show all of the rewards in here, but most of the time they do have some decent rewards. As you can see, this one was quite a bit of a joke about bringing 1000 logs. Pretty sure that's impossible, to be honest, at least in one go. Okay, and also, of course, the most important ones are these, the chapters. Fortunately, only one of them makes you wait for another season. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so only one of them makes you wait. So out of all of them, the survivalist makes you wait for one season, and This is in the beginning. And most of them just increase the building limits of your village. So the maximum you can get is a 70. You can always just adjust them from customizing the game. I went with 150%, so I can basically have up to 105. Otherwise, you couldn't actually expand your village enough. You cannot produce that much. It's basically useless. Okay, so I want to have a quick check on what my village has produced. I think I have some oats and some wheat ready. I'm currently working on fully leveling up the
Onward.
farming technology and a little bit working 10, 10, no, 9, 10, 5. Yeah, I still need to work a little bit on the extraction, although I don't necessarily need any other perk. I still need to work a lot on the hunting skill and diplomacy just a little bit. When it comes to diplomacy, one of the best ways you can increase it initially in the game is to flirt until you get a spouse.
Whoa.
Let's see how they picked up. Oh, they
Onward.
haven't. Trying to see if my villagers got all the cabbage gathered. But it looks like it's quite a lot of cabbage. So I might be doing that myself. Get some experience points. Let's see if there's any available over here. Perfect. Okay, I have a feeling that my inventory will go overloaded quite fast. Yep. Yeah, so like I was saying, it's quite hard to get that farming technology. I currently do have all animal husbandries. I have chicken, I have geese, I have donkeys, I have pigs. I've got 2 folds, one for goats, one for sheep. I have a cow shed, I have a stable, I have an apiary. So basically, I have all the reasons to have considered that I have a proper farming technology, but apparently the game doesn't think so. It needs even more. I've planted quite a lot of fruit trees, to be honest. So that will actually help increasing that. Okay, 8577. Oh no. Yeah, this basically barely increases the technology points. But I did have some wheat and some oat planted. I will have a look in my barn to see if I can actually turn that into grain. Usually that gives a bit more experience. Still, I'm not very happy about how slow the experience is getting leveled up when it comes to farming. You do gain passive experience from your farmers when they're doing the job, and from the other farming production buildings like the barn. Okay, so let's see. Sorry, mate. Okay. Not that many, but a decent production.
Silence is relaxing until you're a parent and your child is
Again,
silent
not that
for
many,
a
but a
bit too
decent
long.
production. Okay, well, let's see. Still far away from my goal. Although I can push it a little bit by doing some animal feed. Also, I do have a lot of rot that I can turn into fertilizer.
I wish I had a significant other as well.
Okay, 200 should be enough for a few seasons, or at least for 2 seasons. Let's see. Nope, just the limit. Yeah, so I do have workers taking care of both fertilizer and animal feed, but they're honestly not doing that well. Yeah, again, that experience is basically barely going up. Now, when it comes to this
I should bring
job,
my relatives over. Maybe not cousin
it's
Matthias.
actually very useful. Um, Basically, come on, why is it too much? Yeah, okay, I'll drop it, don't worry. Wow. Okay. I wasn't expecting it to be this heavy. Wow. Yep. I'm out of straw. Yeah, I think I've actually produced too much daub over there. I should have gone for a smaller quantity. Okay, this is very heavy. I'm going to use a different method of transport.
Someone has been buttering our king up.
As you can see, if you do it like this, you can actually get large quantities transported. Not sure if I will be able to go all the way up that ramp. Although I do have another way of doing it if necessary. I think I should have actually checked how much it weighs and how many resources it's taking down. Also, speaking of resources, I need to check if my excavation sites are also producing straw. Nope. Okay, less of this, less of this. Go hard on that straw, my friend. Less of this. Perfect. And some straw. Yeah, it would be a waste not to have straw. to get the animal feed done by my villagers. And again, this is part of what I was mentioning earlier about the mine hack. Basically, where is it? Okay, so when it comes to getting to a mine in the beginning of the game. Oh, come on. Okay, I'll see if this works. Yeah, so if you get yourself to a mine in the beginning of the game and wait until the last day at midnight, you'll get teleported back to your house. It's best to have a resource storage just across from your house, and then you will be able to transfer a large amount just by doing this. Where are you, horsey? Okay, now I'm just going to try another thing. There we go. Sorry, horsey. Okay. Basically, if the horse is close enough, you can transfer everything in one go from the distance, and then you can get that dobe in here. Okay, so the reason why I got the dobe done was this one. Where's my iron hammer, my mate? Okay, so for these buildings, for example, if I want to add some insulation, it requires lime scale. If I want to add for the wooden ones, it needs dobe. So as you can see, it makes those walls better insulated. So basically, it's quite nice. Also, you can now decorate them. You can actually paint the walls. Once they are covered in dobe. If they're not covered with the insulation, you can only add some other elements. So going back to insulation. Insulation helps your the morale of your villagers. So it's always nice to have some done. Also, one more thing, it does help with your farms, with your husbandries as well. One thing, make sure that if you're doing this for the animals, there's no animal in front of you, as you can kill them with the hammer. I have no idea why, but you can do it. I was too close once to one of them, and I did it without knowing this happens. Okay, again, you can also decorate these. So basically, any insulation will allow you to do it. It's the same with stone buildings. So right now, I can decorate with banners. If I go and add the insulation, now I can also color it. Okie, let's finish adding that dobe. Yeah, so it looks like in the end it's quite a good addition. I can basically insulate lots of buildings. Plenty of piggies. Speaking of, from time to time I do like to give them the chance to be restocked. So just going to sell the older hog, sell one of the older pigs, and give them the chance to be restocked. They are not worth as much as it costs you to initially buy them, but still not bad. Okay. So when it comes to the donkeys, you cannot do anything about their shed, about their shelter. You can, however, give the horses better protection against the winds. Okay, get these from the back. I think I should have left another gate on the other side so I can cross from one place to the other. Yeah, so again, this is quite a lot of grinding that happens, but on the good side, once you do it, you don't actually need to do it again. That's a lot of sheep and a lot of lambs. Nice. I sometimes forget that I actually have loads of animals. The goats were a little bit lazier. Okay, so all animals are sorted out. Now let's do something for the people as well. Insulate their houses. Although, I think if someone came at night insulating my house, I would probably go out and chop off their head. Or at least chase them off with a pitchfork or something. Or better said, I would go Shrek style and chase them away from my swamp. Yeah, so limestone, if you want, you can mine it yourself. You can get it from rocks. The best way to get it is by using an excavation shed. So you can get it from rocks like this one. It does have a chance to spawn. Well, be harvested once you harvest that rock. Okay, quickly going to grab some sleep and then carry on doing some insulation work. Now I'm curious about one thing, which I'm going to test. So right now the baby is a toddler. I also managed to find a ragdoll at some point. So I'm going to test if it actually works. Usually you can give your family, or if you're trying to gain affection from someone you want to make your wife, you can give
Hello
them
there,
gifts just
dear.
like this when you're romancing them.
Have a nice day.
Although those gifts are usually quite valuable and it's not worth it early in the game. Okie dokie. Let's see if the kid get up. Nope, still sleeping. I need to upgrade the bed for him. Yeah, so I've honestly not been doing much of a job at decorating my village and the houses of my villagers, which is not so nice. But their mood is currently okay, so they don't necessarily need that much decor. Still, these resources take some space in your storage, so you might as well use them. The limestone, as far as I remember, this is the main thing you can use it for, so I might as well use it for it. Oh no, I actually finished it. No problem. Wait, where are you going? Okay, so let's see if he likes. First of all, let's upgrade the bed. So one of the reasons why I kept lots of wool instead of selling as this, so I can actually upgrade the beds. They look much nicer. Speaking of customizing or upgrading, I can finally get a much better looking stove in the house, fireplace. This one actually looks much better. And let's test the ragdoll. Wait, Munchkin. Okay, this little guy has too much freedom for... How old are you, mate? Oh, he's 2 years old and he's walking around the village like he owns it. You don't own it yet, Simba, remember. Okay. So you actually have zero affection with your child in the beginning. That's a bit annoying. Also, this child speaks too well for 2 years old. Anyway, back to doing some insulation.
New buildings spring up like mushrooms.
Use all of that daub for as much as possible. No,
It's easy to
no.
talk with me. I just don't like conversations about.
Yeah, so I think I messed up a little bit. It was a too high quantity of daub that I got sorted out. You can always sell it, to be fair. although you're not going to be selling it from your inventory because it's too heavy. Still, not a good thing. Oh, so apparently for some of this is mixed. Interesting. Very interesting. I wasn't actually expecting that. So as soon as as long as the surface is made out of wood, basically out of logs or sticks, you can use the daub as an insulator. If it's made out of stone, it needs to be limestone. Yeah, way too much daub.
Someone has been buttering our king up.
Also, one I will actually need to sell it, or at least get rid of it. Mostly because it's, oopsie. Mostly because it will occupy quite a huge amount of my inventory space, of my storage space. Just a quick check to see if there's anything else. Yeah, there is. Although I can always craft some more, just not 2000 like I did last time. Okay, so the village looks a little bit better, to be honest, with these improvements. Makes them look fuller, although when it comes to the stone walls and adding the limestone, there's a huge difference compared to what the daub does to these. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go to where my village was initially. I have a few buildings over there that can use some of that daub. Quickly check on my farming technology. Okay, so that's going to take a few more seasons to take care of. I'm not very happy about it. I'm honestly not happy at all about it. Although I might actually give my farmers a hand and get some additional experience. Let's see how they're doing over here. Ooh, so my farmers are a little bit behind. I've actually had a large production from in the summer. Lots of wheat, oats, and cabbage, and I think some carrots as well, something else. But yeah, they do have quite a lot of work to do. Of course, you can always get additional farmers to join your village, or you can just lend a hand. Insulate. I honestly don't know what these guys are actually doing. The people in the buildings, in the builder's hut. They're supposed to fix things, buildings all over, but they're barely doing it. Speaking of, if at any point you want to fix buildings yourself, you can repair them. Uh, uh, Now I know what. Yeah, so basically these are not damaged enough to be fixed. So this is why the worker in the building hut is not doing anything. Makes sense. But still, some of them are quite in a bad state. I saw some of them at 70% durability. I was a little bit shocked that I have two people in the building, the builder's hut, and they're not doing anything about it. But then again, as long as my buildings don't go to zero durability, then that's not a problem. Okay, so that's all of the dope. And it was a very productive time. I have no idea where I got that egg from. I honestly have no idea where I got it from. Probably killed a chicken with my hammer. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, so currently my village is doing quite well. I have 60 out of 60 workers apparently. Population is higher because I also have plenty of children that are waiting to grow up, and also I still have a few women that are still raising their children. They do get 2 years maternity leave. Seems like it's better than in some countries in real life, to be honest. In fact, I don't think there are that many countries that have 2 years as maternity leave. Still, not a bad thing. I do have the two mines that are producing quite a lot. I have 4 woodsheds, although currently only 5 woodsheds. One of them is in the previous part of the village, but I will probably demolish it soon. These 4, I initially had more workers in them, but I couldn't find enough people with extraction skills, and as soon as I opened the second mine, most of them went in there. I do have a water carrier as well. Fishing hut, hunting lodge are doing well. Farm sheds are doing well, although I could get some more farmers. The barn, I actually have too many people in there, but still they need to produce. I don't have that many people on production, but I don't actually need them. Animal husbandry, you always need one person here if you actually want the benefits from it. I've also opened a few market stalls. So basically, the village is doing very well. I've also completed most of the story quests. So further on, it's going to be only some story quests from the spouse of the character, of the spouse of Rasimir. Basically, this is going to be one of the last videos that I'm making, if not the last, regarding my gameplay and on this map. There's not much to progress. Like I said, it's only some quests that you might still get from the spouse. There will be some additional ones later on once the heir or the child of your character grows up. So I'll come back once I reach those steps. Until then, I hope you found lots of useful things, or at least a couple of useful things that you can use in your gameplay. Pretty soon, if I'm not starting already by then, I will start on the Oxbow map as well. So this is pretty much how the game is going along. I'm also going to try to make some tutorial type videos of how you can do various things. Again, you might even get to see those before this video. So until next time, have a good time. If you feel like you found something that helped you, or you just have a question, or you have also a tip for me regarding on how I can improve my gameplay, please feel free to
The king is so fond of you that
leave a comment,
nothing is true. Everything
and bye bye.